Welcome to 13 Nights of Fright. Today's day one, and I'll be sharing 3 classic gothic horror novels that you should add to your reading list. So I'll share what each book is about and what you can expect. So if you're looking to add some spooky gothic horror novels that are classics to your reading list, then this video is for you. Okay, so the first book on my list is the story that birthed modern science fiction and horror. And the book I'm talking about is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Now, this is one of my favorite editions of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And this novel was originally written in 1818. And I think of it as a novel that really questions ambition, creation, and what happens when we play God. Now, in Frankenstein, a young scientist discovers the secret to reanimating life. But what really starts off as something where he's seeking knowledge and wanting to see if this can work, turns into a nightmare when his creation, which is a monster, which was created from different body parts of corpses, comes to life. Now, this is far from, the mindless creature or monster that you think it is. Frankenstein is actually intelligent, but he's also tormented. So it questions the morality of his existence, like, should he exist? Should he really be here? And there's also the storyline of seeking revenge on his creator for abandoning him. So you can expect themes of isolation, guilt, and fear, but also unchecked ambition. But at its core, I think the real question Frankenstein asks is, who is the real monster? Is it the creator, or is it the creation, the monster himself? So I think those questions are the reason why this book continues to resonate with readers long after its original 1818 publication. So if you haven't already, you should add Frankenstein by Mary Shelley to your reading list. The next book on my list is something you can sink your teeth in, which means it's a vampire story. And of course, we're talking classics here, so I'm going to the original Dracula by Bram Stoker. Now, this was originally published in 1897, and this novel, I feel, just forever shapes how we perceive vampires. So, as mysterious, terrifying, seductive, but also aristocratic in a way as well. So in Dracula, the story begins with Jonathan Harker, a solicitor who travels to Transylvania. Now, he's there to assist the Count Dracula himself because Dracula has some real estate needs. But soon, Harker realizes that Dracula isn't just like this eccentric nobleman. He's actually an ancient vampire with sinister plans to move to England and spread his curse. Now, the story of Dracula unfolds through suspenseful gothic language and storytelling, but we also get to know the story through letters and journal entries and newspaper clippings, which is something I really love. So we get to meet really brave characters like the brave Van Helsing. We also meet the ill-fated Lucy. And I think the thing that readers will really love about this one is that you get immersed into the atmosphere and the tension between the supernatural and just everyday people. So I think Dracula is so much more than a vampire novel. It really is about fear of the unknown, the battle between good and evil, and of course, the seductive nature of power. The third book on my list is taking us into the mind of someone with a split personality. And the book I'm talking about is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Now, this was originally published in 1886. And actually, it's a novella, so it's a quick read, and it takes us into the mind of one man who's split between his more respectable self and his more darker self. So we really see, again, another battle of good and evil, but this time the battle of good and evil lies within all of us. It lies inside of us. So we meet Dr. Jekyll. He's a respected scientist, and he believes that humans have 2 sides within them, the good and the bad. So in his attempt to separate these aspects, he concocts a potion that transforms him into Edward Hyde. Now, this is a more evil, cruel, and violent version of himself. And Hyde, free from Jekyll's morality, really begins to indulge in all sorts of evil acts, and soon Jekyll finds that he is losing control. So, this novella really explores themes of identity, duality, and just the dangers of just oppressing your darker impulses. And then, of course, when you decide to act on them. So it kind of serves as a grim reminder that the more we try to hide our inner demons, the more they'll eventually break free and take control. So that's what you can expect in the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Alrighty, so there you have it. Three classic Gothic horror tales that I feel have really helped to define the genre, but they've also continued to haunt us today. So Frankenstein, Dracula, and the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what's your favorite classic Gothic horror novel? And don't forget to join me tomorrow for night 2, where we'll dive into dystopian nightmares. You won't want to miss it, but until then, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on what's new when I go live and when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching, stay spooky, and keep the lights on.